Assalamu alaikum students. Hope everyone is doing well. So here I am, to show the paper pattern for your upcoming SA-1 examination. So here you can see summative assessment 1. This is October 2019 paper. As other two consequences here, we haven't written any summative assessment. I mean, we didn't get any from the government because of this pandemic. So even this year also, pattern has changed. Most of you students, confused like how the paper is and all, right? Whether it is same like class 10th paper where 50% of choices are given, but it's not like that. So your general science paper 2 is biological science, and here your question paper pattern is almost the same how it was before. So you will be getting biological science section 1 where you have to answer all the questions. No choices here, and each question carry 1 mark, and you have to answer all the questions in 1 or 2 sentences. So some of it is given for you. Give example for endemic species. We all know what are endemic species. Species which are particular, any animal or plant species that live at a particular area and you won't see them at other places. Such species of organisms or animals are known as endemic species. Like if I say kiwi, it is endemic to New Zealand. If I say kangaroo, the moment I say kangaroo, you say Australia, right? So this way, each and every organism belong to specific area. This is I'm talking about a country. If I talk about even a place, right? Suppose if I'm talking, Rajasthan, especially our national bird peacocks are found more in that area. If I talk about South India, all this, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. If I'm talking about the South in Indian countries, here you can see like lizards and amphibians are more. So this is, examples I'm giving for you for this endemic species. Then your next question you can see here, which diseases are caused by bacteria. You have to name some bacterial diseases. So 1 or 2 sentences are very important. And then you can write diseases that are caused by bacteria are called as bacterial diseases. And some of the bacterial diseases are, you can write tuberculosis, that is TB, right? Whooping cough, you can go for tetanus, cholera, diphtheria, right? So all these are some of the bacterial diseases. Even if you want to write, how it is caused or name of that bacteria, if you know, like cocci, bacillus, okay, um, you can go with that also. Coming on to the next, you have a diagram here. Draw the diagram of a granulocytes. In your reader, might be you have a flowchart of blood cells where are dividing into red blood cells and white blood cells. Then again, white blood cells are divided. So figures are there. So here you have to just draw a granulocytes. A granulocytes are of only 2 types, lymphocytes and monocytes. So you have to write granulocytes are of 2 types, lymphocytes and monocytes, and you have to draw both the diagrams, that for which you will be getting 1 mark. And then what materials did you use to observe human cheek cells, right? You want to observe a human cheek cell. Just you have to write the materials here as it carry only 1 mark. Then you can write to observe the human cheek cells. We need a microscope, glass slide, cover slip, then a tooth, a scraping to scrap something. No, you need a toothpick and all. You need a toothpick, okay, and you need saffron or glycerin to mount it. So this is important. You have to write it down and you'll be getting 1 mark for that. Then you have the next question. What are the characters of viviparous animals? Give an example. As this is your, 2 years back question paper this time, as this chapter has been, not omitted but not included uh, in your SA-1 portion. Whereas teaching part we have done and we have given this for you in your FA work. So that's the reason viviparous animals, but we know on animals that give birth to young ones. And the characteristic features of them are they have ears, right? They have hair on their body. Examples you can write mammals, human, cow, buffalo, right? Horse, all these, even bat is also a mammal, right? Even it is also a viviparous organism. So this is about that. And now after this section 1, you will be having your section 2. So section 1 not yet finished because we have done only 5 questions there, but there are 7 marks. So write 2 slogans about biodiversity conservation. You have to write 2 slogans about how to conserve the biodiversity. Okay, save the biodiversity to save the nature. Simple, I'm saying, but you can write, much better. Have good thinking and try to do some of the slogans on biodiversity. You can say, preserve your biodiversity. So, the nature can be preserved or the earth can be saved, because if organism does not exist, slowly, ecological imbalance and even all other, natural. So even our planet may become a lifeless planet. That's the reason it is important. So write slogans. Then last one, how are vaccines useful to you? What are vaccines? Who introduced this? Vaccines help to prevent from diseases. And nowadays, even vaccines are given for COVID also, Covaxin, Covin, or different vaccinations given for this pandemic, right? So they help us to prevent from the disease. Vaccines are given before we suffer from the disease, but antibiotics are given after we suffer from the disease. Try to remember that. Then you have your section 2. Answer all the question. Each question carry 2 marks, and you have to write 4 to 5 sentences. If 4 to 5 sentences are missing, you may not be getting full marks. That is important. You, and again, no need to write 10 points useless. Relevant points 4 or 5 enough, exactly relevant to the question that is given there. Write about zygote formation, how zygote is formed. Okay, anyhow, again, this is from out of the SA-1 portion. I can say it is included in your FA, but out of that, in your project and all, it is included. But still, how zygote is formed? So the male gamete and the female gamete, the male gamete sperms and the female gamete ovum fuses during the process of fertilization. After fusion, the fertilization occurs, resulting in the formation of zygote. Then you have to write, zygote is a single celled structure which is diploid. Diploid means 2 set of chromosomes. It is single cell only, but diploid in nature. That means 2 set of chromosomes. Yeah, almost we have done 5 or 6 sentences. You can go with that. Coming on to the next one, write any 2 questions you would ask your teacher to know more about pasteurization exactly. And here, please, I request you not to just write, oh, what is pasteurization, who introduced it, who discovered it. All these are simple questions you have to write, right? So you have to go with this. On milk packets, I generally observe pasteurization. May I know what this process is? So, logically framing the questions, analytical way of asking the questions, and all. Do pasteurization require 72 degrees Celsius, or it can be more than that? So this is the way you can ask questions, and don't just write 2 questions and keep there because 2 marks. You need to write 4 to 5 sentences or 4 to 5 question answers are necessary. But if you have only 1 question with 2 sentences, then you can go with 2 questions also. Coming on to the next 10th one, what would happen if butterflies and honeybees come extinct? What happens if these things are becoming extinct? Then you can write, pollination cannot occur, and formation of, honeybees also helps in pollination, carrying the pollen grains from one to the other. So plant growth, reproduction in plant may not be that, because these organisms are, friendly to the plants, that helps in pollination process, and some of them even acting as a ecological balance between certain organisms. Okay, extinction of this can result in extinction of other group, and slowly other group, that results in extinction of all the species on the earth. Even honeybee provides you with honey, and they are also one of the indicator, to maintain the balance in the nature. So you can go with that. Coming on to next, read the following information and answer the given question. So here a small information is given. Usually we see changes in the age of 10 to 19 years. This period is called adolescence. During this period, changes are observed in the body, right? So generally, during which age do you observe adolescence? Then it is given here only. We see changes mostly during adolescence period. That is what we call it as 10 to 19 years. Okay, both in boys and in girls. Between it is given. Write any two behavioral changes which occurs during adolescence. So that is not given. So in the paragraph also, one will be the known question and another will be related to that chapter, but you have to write. So you can write many: appearance of pimples, acne on the face, and changes in the body shape, change in voice. Okay, Adam's apple in boys. So you can write many such changes. Okay. Coming on to the 12th question, you can see draw an 8-level diagram of animal cell. You can do it. Draw a beautifully labeled diagram of animal cell with cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, right, and other components of that cell. Then 13th, if you see here, what precautions did you take to prevent acne, black spots due to pimples? So don't think much, don't scratch it, that can cause a lot of complications. Better is wash your face with warm water. You can write and use mild soap, and even to proper rest and all, and taking nutritious diet less in fat can also prevent the uh, acne and black spots. Okay, coming on to your section 3, the last section that carries 4 marks, and here you will be asked total choices are there. Here internal choice will be there. In 14th, either A or B you can do. So explain about national park and sanctuaries and their role in biodiversity. If you know this, you can go with that, or no, if you feel that, oh ma'am, in 14th one B is easy, so you can go with that. But while writing 14th answer, it's necessary you have to write whether you are attempting A or B, or else marks will be deducted if you are not writing this option. So write about the discovery of smallpox vaccine, also important here. Now next we will move on to the last part of this. So you have seen that. Now next we will see what are the other questions that can be asked in your long answer. So you have seen your 14th question here, section 3, 14th question. Let us see section 3, 15th and 15th question. Yeah, write a procedure you follow in your laboratory to prove that carbon dioxide is released during fermentation. Fermentation is a product, no? Yeast undergo this, or name B. Let's see what is B. Write the procedure that you follow to observe cells in onion peel and mention the materials required, precautions that you take. Ab यहाँ पे if you see, they are asking you to write procedure, mention materials, precautions. Generally what children will do, you just write the procedure, you just write the material and precautions. Sometimes only materials and precautions, and you say, ma'am itna hi pucha, I mean this is only asked. No, start from aim, materials needed, procedure, your observation, your precaution, your conclusion with the diagram of this onion peel. That is important because it is for 4 marks. Hope you are clear. Coming to the 16th one, write about the invention of microscope and discovery of microorganism. Yeah, you all can write microscope invented by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. He observed many things and how microorganisms got discovered. He discovered many bacteria, virus, red blood cells, teeth scrapings, many other things and all. So you can write, a big report on it, right? Or you can go with explain about menstruation with the help of diagram. What is menstrual cycle? How it occurs? And out of this 14, 15, 16, 17, you can go for any two. Then you can see here, observe the following table and answer the given questions. So table is given and you have to answer the questions. And what are the questions here? Okay, questions are not given here. Let's see on the next page. Yeah, here you have the questions. So what are the functions of growth hormone? Then just thyroxine is the growth hormone that helps in growth of our body. No, as this carry 4 marks, not just writing a word. Which hormone influence release of sperms? Testosterone. Only testosterone ये लिख देते क्योंकि which hormone? Testosterone only, ma'am. No. As this question carry 4 marks, he's asking you to write 8 to 10 sentences. How you can write just one word? You have to elaborate. Ma'am, how to do that? How we can elaborate it? Let us move on here. So here if you see testosterone. Testosterone is the hormone that helps in releasing of sperms. They are released from the testes and even they are helpful for giving us secondary sexual characters. Oh ma'am, for that one question in the 17th bit, हमको एक sentence अच्छी सी आ जाएगा. Exactly. And one more was he was asking you about this hormone that like how our growth bring about the growth, general growth, and stimulates our endocrine gland, that is pituitary gland, helps to bring the growth. In contrast with your thyroid gland. So you are writing pituitary hormone, like growth hormone is the hormone that brings general growth in our body, and they are released by pituitary gland, and they work near the thyroid gland. So both pituitary and thyroid gland helps in the growth. So यहाँ पे thyroid दिया हुआ नहीं है, but you should have the knowledge. If you learn the lesson, so you can answer this questions. So hope you understand. You can check other questions also if you want here. Which hormone are released by gonads? Again, don't just write one hormone released by it. Try to see what are in the table and try to make certain frames. And then one information is given: amoeba is unicellular organism, it lives in fresh water. Then questions are given: when does binary fission starts in amoeba? Then you can see after complete division of nucleus, the body of amoeba divides into two. This type of yeah. So generally after maturation, in amoeba, what happens? The division occurs in the body of an organism that divides the organism into two halves. That is what we call it as binary fission. That starts in during maturation. Itna nahi likhna hai. You have to write in amoeba. Binary fission occurs. Once the nucleus gets matured, and this is a type of asexual reproduction where amoeba divides into two. So itna likhne se then you will get that. Don't just write nucleus gets matured. Then no. So hope you understand. So this is one clarification I want to do. Generally, we were thinking that this time you have examination pattern will be same like that of 10th and all. No. So there is slight changes and all. So this is the thing that have changed. So I have given. Will meet you in the school, inshallah. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So I'm stopping till here. Take care, everyone.